am Bhaavesh Surikant, editor of Global Education News, and welcome to our podcast series called Unfiltered Careers. Today, with me, there's a wonderful personality, Riddhima. She's a professor at UID, creating more and more designers, solution givers. With her today, we are going to discuss on two very important part of design when you want to be designing, how to create a portfolio, and want to talk about situation assessment, testing. Okay. So with this, let us start it out, because very first video, we talk about what is design, why design. So in continuation, we have a Riddhima with us. So Riddhima, welcome to the show, Unfiltered Careers. Now, very first of all, we would like to know about you, like why design? And I think you started design 10 years back, a decade back?
Two.
2 decades back.
Yes.
So what was the scenario then and now?
Thank you, and lovely being here with you all today. To start with, design is a career for anybody who is looking at, answering different questions every day. We love the excitement of something new coming to our table every day. And we are inherent challenge givers and acceptors in some way. So I think that's what brought me to design personally. I wanted something new on my table to be, working upon. Not a very regular mundane thing. And what it does give us, over the decades, you would see that, as we have evolved, the core intent of designers have always been the same. We have a certain empathy that we work upon. We are more intuitive to people and their needs, and hence we are able to, resolve them at certain point. So yes, I did my graduation from NIFT. I have did my master's from NID. I've specialized in fashion and apparel, and that's my love. But I think 2 decades down the line, you eventually are a designer in the sense that you just love the whole world, and our worlds often merge with product, with visual, with animation, with interiors. Our worlds start merging at some points. So yes, we do have a specialization each, but the bigger realm is a bigger fraternity.
Wonderful. So how this journey began? Like you studied from a school, and
Yes.
how this change came? Like you want to be a designer. When this happened?
So
And how your parents responded to it? Like, okay, designer?
I mean, I think I've been blessed. My parents were highly intuitive towards how I was.
Okay.
And with that perspective, I think, we just, as a family, we didn't hold only design as something creative. For us, even a subject like law was creative because it brings something new to you every day.
Okay.
So the idea was that where I can use my potential best. So, to be realizing that in you. For example, I was always a very high-graded student. It was always a 90 plus. So saying that, if I would have pursued medical, I would have been brilliant enough. If I would have pursued engineering, I would have been brilliant enough. I didn't hate maths. Design needs maths.
Design needs maths.
Okay, design needs maths. We are not artists. We are making things which are practical, which are going to, touch so many lives. It has to be functional, right?
Yeah.
So having said that, any of these fields were open to me, but the conscious choice that I have never had a Monday blue.
Okay.
I chose a field where I know I would love doing this. And since I love doing this, I don't, vary from going that extra mile, going on, these strenuous sourcings and, being vigilant till 11 in the night that, is this stitch coming out right or not? It's because I love doing it.
Okay.
So, to be realizing that potential and, honing that potential, because it takes certain patience, it takes certain intent and dedication. And yes, I took the strive in that way that, what would make me the happiest? Okay. So I would have been a brilliant earning person, even in the field elsewise. But, the fact that I'm earning brilliantly and happy and content, that made me choose design.
Yes, shuru kab hua tha? Like, how did it started out? Like, when was the first your interaction in design? In 9th class, 10th, 11th? When it started out?
Okay, so I would say that, maybe by 7th grade.
Okay.
We are from the era where, there wasn't that much of internet, or when internet started, there wasn't so many things available on the internet as well. So we used to read a lot.
Okay.
So every India Today edition only had some bit of designers and celebrities and things like that portrayed only on the last 2-3 pages.
Yeah.
So the fact that those 2-3 pages is what I started my India Today with was a certain thing. I think the most we would practice upon used to be our project covers.
Okay.
So for example, if it's my chemistry cover, and am I being able to utilize different materials? I mean, there are no marks for covers. But if you feel like, maybe I can make it like this or that or something which, can make my teacher look at it and feel inspired to see my work.
A wow kind of a thing?
Yeah, a wow effect. Because, at the end of it, all the pages inside are ruled with the same deliverables. I wouldn't do something extra. But, the cover was like my way of communicating to my teacher that if she's seen 20 other projects, she feels happy about seeing this one with an exciting something. So yes, that intent to maybe excite or wow somebody was there.
So from the very beginning, it's something to stand apart from the crowd. Okay.
Correct. So you could see from the file, from the stack of file, you could say that, okay,
this is the Riddhima's file.
That one's
okay, wonderful.
yours.
So Riddhima, let's begin. So let's start off with, can you tell what exactly the situation test is? And why it's such a big deal after an entrance examination?
Right.
Okay.
So as designers, your entire life is going to be about situations and how you respond to them. So in a very small niche way, we try to see that during a situation test, because you are given a certain time, you are given a certain constraint, there is only these set of materials, and what it allows us to see is that how you play with it.
Okay.
How intuitive are you to each of those materials, and how do you think around it. Okay. So hence, it gives a very good perspective. See, design is always going to be something. What is brilliant design for me might not be for you. It's some way of, there is a way of justifying it or not. But at the end of it, like I say, the excitement. So could you excite me through that little time?
Okay.
That's what the situation test primarily looks at.
Okay. So it's more about putting into the reality world. Okay.
Yes. And, there are multiple things which trigger at that time. So, for example, with students, we are able to see that, okay, there was a certain, prompt given to you. There was a certain space given to you. There were certain materials given to you, which is common across. Okay. Now, each one approached it with a certain clarity. Could they be innovative and yet not lose where they started, right? Could they stay functional about it? Okay. Or did it just become like a beautiful artwork? Okay. All of these, we are able to see some perspective about the students.
So, how is it different from written test? Because in written also you have some situations are given, the questions are there. Okay, there's a quantitative questions are there.
Right.
There are situation case studies are over there. So how this is different from the question paper, which they probably attempted out?
Right. So when they are attempting something written, or when you, if they are communicating with us, now this is a place where the communication is challenged more than the concept.
Okay.
Because, language is not a barrier. हम हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं, हम English में कर सकते हैं. If I'm a localite, I could be conversing in Marathi. Okay. But the idea is कि आपने जो सोचा, and can you convey to the person in front of you with clarity? That's all that is needed. It doesn't need to be a very elaborate paragraph, but could you convey with clarity? And that certain clarity is required, if you're not able to communicate your design or your concept, कहीं पे ना थोड़ी कमी रह जाती है. So that, being a visualizer, being somebody who's creative and could think a lot, also comes with that, could you communicate it and tell me what it was?
To be the nutshell, like what the new skill they want to look into it when they give a situation test. ये missing था, ये इसमें है कि नहीं है?
ठीक है. So I think ये है कि नहीं है is like, within a...
As a professor, like, situation test is given to you.
Right.
So the very first thing you're going to see?
I think the very first thing I'm going to see is that, in this whole composition that you've made and left us with, what's the most exciting part? So for example, did you use... Aesthetics, yes, but not making it totally non-functional.
Okay.
And maybe aesthetics while, you gave a very conventional touch to a certain material. For example, Like, if you're given like a mesh or a sieve and you had a situation, now could you, like add certain elements to those mesh or that sieve, which doesn't, really make it look like a mesh?
Okay.
Could it be like a ventilating thing, but it also has something aesthetic attached to it? So yes, it's beautiful to look at, yet it brings out a function, and it is not used in the conventional way. Because like, if a chair is a chair and made in the conventional way, what are you bringing new to it?
Okay.
Now, is it an addition of a material which I have not seen before? Is it material, addition of a layout which I have not seen before? So that a sense of excitement, of course, triggers my conversation with your project.
So is design really beautiful or functional?
It's functional first.
Okay.
And it definitely adds when it's beautiful, because that's what inspires anybody to pick it up.
Okay.
Right? It has to be aesthetic. It has to be ergonomic more than aesthetic at times.
Okay.
Because it's at the end of the day, hum solutions de rahe hain.
Okay.
And if I am not solving somebody's problem, not making something easy for somebody, and of course people have to like it, otherwise they're not going to pick it. I mean, you make the most functional dustbin which doesn't look very lucrative. I mean, we don't even want ugly looking dustbins.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. The whole thing about humans is that you want to be surrounded by things which look and inspire you. They make you aspire to live better. So yes, aesthetics is important as well as functionality.
Okay. So when the student gets those box of materials,
Right.
Okay, what do you think the jury is looking for in how they use them?
All right. Okay, so I'll break it in a few points that we definitely look at. So the very first is that could you stay around the question which was asked?
Okay.
Did you not lose focus? So stay focused. Please always stay intuitive that, okay, what was the real thing asked?
Okay.
All right. We don't need you to beautify the piece. We need you to play. With each piece, can it be made into this? Now, if, for example, if I'm giving, among the products, if I'm given a wax candlestick and I'm making a product which maybe need wheels. Now, if I cannot, if I don't have any other material which suffices a wheel, can I cut them off, slightly mold them and convert them into wheels? That's something I would look at. Now, while we are staying within the question, we are answering the question, could I, apply some kind of aesthetics to it? Like all the design aspirants, they are looking at understanding what are design principles. Most of them, they are aware of design concepts. So could you apply something out of that? These are basic knowledge skills, but you being able to remember at that time and maybe apply. So your application matters. And at the same time, could you also, be critical about the output? So, for example, was it user friendly? Is it something that a consumer might be inspired to use? So, any of those aspects are very brilliant to look at in a project.
So, Riddhima, it leads to me one more question. So time is very tight.
Right.
2 hours or 1.5 hours they give it to you. So, how can student balance making something that looks good and something that actually functional?
All right, sure.
I hope you get it.
Yeah. So I think it's more about time management.
Yes.
So
my focus should be on what?
Your focus should be on first planning.
Okay.
Because any designer takes any project through a process. One, definitely, if you are aiming for design as a future ahead, please take time to just give yourself these small topics and maybe practice and play with things. The more materials you touch, the better you get at it. And the more you are in that mindset, if you're able to give yourself 10 minutes to think and not just immediately start doing, I think that helps a lot. To just sit back for a moment and think, isko ye karenge, this becomes this. So take that 5-10 minutes to yourself. Don't get anxious that I'm losing time. At the end, all of them might not be most beautifully placed, but if you really place something in a very exciting way, you do get a chance to write a concept note. Mm-hmm. That really makes it more exciting.
than क्या करूं क्या कैसे होता है क्या करूं कैसे होता है और क्यों?
Okay, so क्यों, if you are able to awareness of what's happening around you, awareness to something you are intuitive about, like आप अपने सामने वाले को कितना observe कर रहे हो.
Okay.
Can I break down that what are your needs? So I'll give you a very beautiful example. I was taking this workshop some time ago, and each one of them were with the same materials given the concept that you're going to make a gift for somebody.
Okay.
So somebody is somebody you should be knowing. So if you know somebody, are you able to understand कि उसकी needs क्या है, what might help them, what might not help them? So you are empathetic. As a designer, are you able to empathize with somebody? And one of the most beautiful projects which was done by a student, she made this AI, like of course it's just a model, but the concept was that this is an AI-driven speaker which allows our voices to be captured. And with time, this AI can answer back and maybe have a conversation with you in the voice of your parents you have lost, in the voice of maybe siblings or people you have lost. And she was doing it for a friend who had lost a father. So that aspect, the model was very simple, and and really not a lot to see when it was just put front. But the moment this conversation happened, I think the entire batch was ready to say that yes, that's the best project.
It means you're trying to say empathy plays a very important part.
Definitely, because if you are user centric, if you have not been able to understand what's the gap, what are you trying to fill, what are you trying to put forward, like I said, a chair is a chair. Why do I need a new chair? So have you been able to understand that? So if you break that aspect down, तो आपका क्यों और कैसे वो automatically क्या is so for example the same
Kya is more about awareness?
Kya is more about awareness, yes. So in these present times, what is needed? So as aware are you of situations around you, of maybe problems around you, of maybe also opportunities around you. It always doesn't have to be just problems and gaps. But what are the opportunities? I think the more students read and they listen, I think that will definitely help.
Sometimes like it's fine. That model was really good. Okay, should be picked up by a big Google company or she should patent it. Okay. Now sometimes the brief are about big things like social initiative, social cause. Okay. So like how do you suggest students quickly come up with ideas that are fresh and relevant? Because see, they will not say कि पिछले 10 साल के पेपर में से क्या आया था. Right. Okay. They want something new because the teachers who are going to judge them, they are very brilliant. Okay. They know what been presented last time, last year. So they want something new, fresh. Okay. And very honest also. Right. So how they tackle these big issues like futuristic society, futuristic office, something very... So if I could say that, the answer to this again is, like a mix of awareness, a mix of empathy, and a mix of you being, you being aware that what else could be needed. So when we say futuristic, at 12th level, we really don't expect the students to be making gadgets. But are you aware of what needs might arise? So, that only comes when you are in contact with, the present scenarios. If there are wars happening, if there are certain social, political issues happening. And I'll tell you, like in design, most of our trends, even to say something as, far away from these concepts as fashion is also driven by socio-political economics more as trends than, we don't want a color just because it is a color. It comes from these studies. Okay. So if you're aware of what's happening around you, if you understand that, these are where the future of our society would love to be, that aspiration will allow you to come back to a product. So are there any little tricks, DIY kind of a things or advanced techniques in model making that you have been really impressed the evaluators? There are definitely a lot of tricks. Thankfully, we are in a world full of social media. The students have umpteen, projects and DIYs available. They should always try because, what it does, it just opens and makes you very intuitive to working. All right. And the more you practice it without, having that foundation that, okay, this needs to be used like this. No, while you're practicing, please just play with it. Practice, your hands get better. And when these materials come to you, you're not afraid.
Believe me, the more you have played, you are not afraid of any material coming for you. You know, maybe I'll cut this, I'll tweak this, I'll bend this, I'll make something out of this. So that also becomes very easy for students who have done a lot of such works. While you're at school level, please be involved with the art classes who making their props, making their this, making their that. You are designing, you are doing a solution at that time. Anything hands-on gives you a lot of courage to try on any materials.
So I go back to my life, like my past. I used to love origami. Okay, so my liking of origami was like to make planes and to make gestures, like for a skippy tap
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
That's a part of it. Make a duck and frog, jumping frog. So I think I might have tried this design as a career. Would have tried it out rather going for conventional careers.
I think if you...
The way you were talking, the more experiential, more hands-on. So in our times, I'm talking about 40 years back. So origami was the thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would say that as a mindset, sir,
Yeah.
if you are the person who would want to be, in a high intensity changing scenario and, delivering this today and that tomorrow, and if you're good at, maybe thinking that, yes, this is possible, possibilities.
Possibilities.
Definitely.
Okay.
Your frog would leap a long distance.
Sure. Thank you. And see, one more thing. When you faced with the complex prompt, okay, how do you recommend students plan their model before they even start building up?
Okay. Complex problem maybe in the way that they might not know the subject or...
Yes. Might be that they want to come up with any idea which is not enough resources in that particular box, but still they want to try it out.
Right.
Okay, how should you go about it? So that when juries and evaluators go through it out, they say, no, this is what they're trying to say with limited resources.
Right. So I think that would again, if you look at just breaking your output, so you know what you want to make, right? You might not find the materials most conducive to what you want to make. So I think, maybe just giving yourself time to look for an alternative.
Okay.
Because in the field of design, we do this all the time. What you might have imagined will not come at the cost price, might not be available in the quantity you want. So this is also a very good learning, and don't be afraid, because that's why the whole concept note aspect is given to you. So you can clearly mention that this is what I aspire to be.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to bring something new to the table. You don't have to really worry about a lot of practicality at that moment, because we are actually just wanting you to surprise us with a newer concept. What new can you bring? The practicality of it can be challenged later as you enter the college life. You are educated with the skills. Your skills could be limited at that time, and by the time you graduate, you could be one of the best in the class with that particular skill. So as much skill as you have at that moment, only trust that, have faith in yourself, and do, focus on performing what best you can.
So you would say, take a deep breath.
Yeah, take a deep breath.
Calm down.
Yes.
Then open up a box. And get yourself familiarized with what is there inside it.
Yeah.
Then jot it down.
Yes, do that process for yourself,
Process. So is there a process like the algorithm for it?
No, there's never an algorithm, and also, the algorithm for me is different for
but as
algorithm
an educator, as a professor, teacher, how would you?
As an educator, we do, take you through a process.
Okay.
Design as a process can be a very linear one also, and it can be a very jumbled also, but it will bring you through. So I think ideation, definitely. Once I ideate, can I challenge myself in those 5-10 minutes? I think, not having the pressure that, okay, these are 2 hours and I'm losing my precious hours. Even if you see that at school times, the teachers would always say that 5 minutes, first read the whole question paper.
Fine.
So the same way, 10 minutes, give yourself, please plan for yourself that, okay, this is what I would want to do. With this output, have I been able to challenge, have I been able to first focus on the problem given to me? Have I been able to, make something user-friendly? Is this user-friendly something which somebody would like? Just answer those quick 2-3 questions, and you will have a draft for yourself. So do that little conversation.
So suppose now things are really open up. Social media is there.
Right.
so they know what they want to do it out. But as a professor, okay, of design and teaching them, so what kind of a daily practice or routine should they adopt so that they really understand what is required?
Right.
And when they come up with certain situations, how do they react towards it? So which will be beneficial when they clear NID or NIFT or even UID assessments also, entrance tests also, UCED also. So how they like groom themselves up?
See, the best way of grooming is to educate yourself. And by education, I mean that if you know you're interested in a certain field, design in total, or a specialism within design, look at what is happening. There is news, there are runways available to you, there are exhibitions available to you, there are designers that you could follow, there are artists that you could follow, there are companies that you could follow.
Okay.
The more you see their work, you understand certain people and their perspectives, it opens windows. And
Fine, but can I say the more I see as an amateur,
yeah.
more I try to copycat or replicate those things, losing my originality and individuality kind of a thing?
Absolutely, that's a balance you have to maintain.
How can I make it?
It has to be a conscious, a conscious step. So, for example, when I don't know a subject, the only way I can know of a subject is by reading people who've written about it before.
Okay.
But once that I know, what do I apply it as?
Okay.
So, applicate knowledge, you can please, take it from the whole world combined. But how you apply that knowledge will be your forte. And when you have, like, for example, if being in fashion, I have also followed a few people whose sculptures I love a lot.
Okay.
Someday I am going to marry sculpting into my fabrics.
Okay.
Now that gives me a fresher perspective while staying in my realm.
Okay.
So such challenging, and just read, follow, see, because references are important. Yeah. They keep you in perspective. But you cannot just make your reference because that's somebody else's work. What is your take to it? And that's something that we always love to see in students, situation test models, as well as your portfolios, that what's your perspective? Is it about, is it coming through? So while you practice and while you give yourself certain situations and, do these small little things at home, always try to analyze what's your perspective. Some people love a very clean, work around. Some people like a lot of quiche. What is your style? And it will come through. The more you practice, it will come through.
Okay. So one more thing, like when we are doing a situation test, we are not alone.
Right.
There are different desks, there are different people. Should I be like moving my eyes like a camera? Okay, acha, yahan pe aisa ho raha hai, yahan pe aisa ho raha hai. Then should I be comparing it, or should I be purely into my work?
The ideal way is to be in your space.
Okay.
So hence, the faith that, I'm doing things
it's a competition.
Right. It is a competition.
And I get my seat.
Yes, definitely. It is a competition. I get my seat. Okay. But, through the two situation tests of my life, I would say that that's a waste of time. That is usually a waste of time.
Should be looking here and there.
Looking here and there. Because that's not your mind. Okay. And somewhere if you try to put those minds into your thing, it's going to conflict.
Okay.
So why not, hence when we talk about that, why wouldn't you educate yourself? Why wouldn't you practice your things? So yes, I don't need to delve on anybody else. And each one's perspective is unique and it shows. So have faith in yourself. And, it doesn't have to be if I remember my situation, that was in the most articulate delivery van that I made. Because yes, I don't have the skills of a very product-ish person. But the concept or the usability of materials, that was unique to my mindset. And I think that's what gets you through. So build your own mind.
See, you've been to NIFT also. You've been to NID also.
Right.
So what is the difference? As a learner, like as a student, like what do you see? ENFT, ENFT, this makes a part. Because I think you're the better person to answer it out. You've been through that learning process, isn't it?
I think, so that can be, personal to everybody's intuitive to yourself.
But what do you gain from this?
So NIFT prepared me to go into the industry and perform since the very first day.
Okay.
And NID taught me to be intuitive a little more to a more sustainable and a more future-driven thing. So that little take the time and think.
मैं ऐसा पूछ सकता हूँ आपसे, रिद्धिमा कौन सी creativity ज़्यादा अच्छी थी?
I think both are
दोनों
needed.
creativity
No, I think it's a balance of both that you need.
Okay.
Because you cannot delve on design for such a long time that it never happens.
Okay.
So you should be ready to act, make things happen.
Which
right?
honed you more, NIFT or NID?
I'm sorry?
Which give you more skills, NID or NIFT?
I think that's a question and nobody from these two can possibly...
I'm just asking. See, as a student, at times I'm going for preparing. So my tutor is going to say me, since you're going for a design, NIFT की भी तैयारी करो, इसकी भी तैयारी करो, इसकी भी तैयारी करो. So I'm more influenced by my experienced teacher.
Right.
Okay. People like you can say, no, यदि आपका ऐसा है, you go for NID. यदि if you're like this, you go for NIFT. Because see, at your place, you've been dealing with a lot of students with different aptitude, different personalities, interests, and all these things. So, you know, at times, student ask you also, ma'am, what should I take up? My future thing, specialization. So this is what I'm asking you. मैं किस में जाऊँ?
So I would say...
एक क्वेश्चन तो आता ही है ना?
You go to a design institute where your resources are taken care of.
Okay.
So as of today, being an alumni, I'm here working for UID.
आज तो मैं complicated कर रहा हूँ.
No, not complicated at all. My reason for being here at UID is the kind of resources I have available, and hence my students have available to play with, and that gives a certain strength, a very good strength, because jitna, like I have said, the more you play, the more you are better at it.
Yes.
So I think please go check the resources, check the facilities, and for each stream, like every design school has their own strengths. So the stream that you're looking at, the specialism that you're looking at, please see, what are the things available to you. And I think that's the most concrete way, because if you are going to be there, right, you should have all the, resources available to you.
Okay. So I can see these designs. Earlier, when I used to do podcast or interview, I used to have pen and paper. Now I have an illuminated kind of a device. Things are there. It's more easy to read it out. I can change it. Okay, that's design.
Right.
Is it part of a design?
See, we always design for the future.
Okay.
Right? So it's the future needs that runs design at its core.
Okay.
And we are sitting in 2025. We are working on what is forecasted for 27.
27.
So yes, that is what design is, that, you are designing for the future at all the times. When we asked previously also, when students are, questioned about something futuristic, something, from the future. So yes, you're always going to be designing for what's going to come ahead, because the, design is practical. I cannot be sitting in 25 and making for 25, because वो उतने समय में बन के ही नहीं आएगा. There's a practicality to it. There is material to be sourced. There is production to be made. So yes, you'll always be designing for the future.
So can you design the future improvisation also?
Of course. So like if I speak in simple fashion terms, we say fashion is cyclic. There was a bell bottom which came.
Yes, we are.
And the bell bottoms are coming again. But why is somebody today going to buy a bell bottom? It has to meet the needs or the imaginations or the aspirations of dressing for the person of 2025.
Then I remember my mom used to say, "कपड़े रखे रख, 10 साल बाद काम आएंगे."
काम आएंगे. So it
ये
is
fashion वापस आने वाला.
Yes.
And more with the saris and the way I think female dress up.
Yes.
वो घूम के वापस वही आता है.
Even if you see right now the aesthetics in architecture which are running, they are coming to the very similar aesthetic to what you would have seen in Rajesh Khanna and Amitabh Bachchan movies. Very clean, pristine, the typical Khanna family movies that used to be. They are coming back to those aesthetics. So it is it's most visible and into in fashion. But yes, design is cyclic. Your needs do become cyclic, and that's where when I told you that all our trends are more towards people-centric, data. So when as a society, the entire society is moving towards wellness, that wellness will show in products, the product colors, the furniture, the wall paints, the textures, the appliances given to you. It will show across the field of design.
Okay. So finally, like from your experience as a professor, okay, and someone who's been through NID again, NIFT, yourself. So what separates the candidate who really nail the situation test and who don't?
Our perspective is one thing that I would put strongly. What's your perspective?
किस्मत नहीं थी या लक नहीं था?
That's across any field. That's across any field, anywhere. And I mean, आपकी कितनी शिद्दत दिखती है उसमें. So
शिद्दत तो ज्यूरी पे डिपेंड करेगी ना.
nay, even in the
Evaluative.
situation test.
Okay.
So, for example, like if I am, why I say perspective is, for example, if I was to, given design a poster of an interview which is happening. Now, somebody could really just sketch you, me with the background, a set of things in front of us, right? Now, if somebody is showing a sketch of us through how we are, visible through the camera lens. Now, that's a perspective that is exciting for somebody to see. How did they frame us? How much part did they include? Did they just cut a bit of you and a bit of me symmetrically, or what?
How is UID stands apart from?
UID has two very unique points. One, which I clearly told you what I came for, the resources, the amount of materials.
What do you bring to the?
Yes, I mean, the machines, the advanced technology that we have, and we are able to interact on a regular basis with our students with having forecasting machines available to us. And the second thing is the very unique sort of combination of being grounded in the Indian artisans and designing it for the future.
Okay.
So that is another connect which I would say is very unique, in the sense that we are committed to sort of relating to our roots, learning from them, and then helping elevate that.
Okay. So finally, Riddhima, we have a lot of students who are going to watch this particular podcast series. What are the final suggestions you would like to give to them, because they have cleared the very first part,
right?
The written one.
Hanji.
Now they will move on to the situation. So, any advice would you like to give to them? Follow this routine till the day you have a written test.
Right.
Practice it out. How should they go about it?
I think if I have to break it down to you in a few steps, first, of course, like I said, read a lot. Your specialism, design in general, it gives you so many more perspectives to learn from, to borrow from, maybe try. Everything you might not like, but some things you might always live on for life. Second, try your hands on with as many materials. It might feel that, okay, I'm not comfortable here, I'm not comfortable there, but try not to leave materials untouched. You can look at very different things and putting it together. It opens your brain, it gets your brains working, right? And third thing would be to have faith in yourself, because please understand, you're coming to this field because you have a unique viewpoint and nobody can take that from you. So believe in your unique point, and the more you practice and the more you play, it will help you stay in a very focused and in a very eased out manner when you face your situation test, that you'll be like, okay, no, I know I'm going to do a good job. And I think that's the first prerequisite that gets you here. You ask, every student makes an assignment, but everyone says that, yes, I've done a good job.
Yeah.
So it's your perspective, it's your unique point, nobody else's.
So that was an incredible experience talking to you, Riddhima, regarding the situation test, honestly. Now, I think all of you are clear. Situation test is not about pretty or making it beautiful, rather more creative, more functional, okay, more expressive. So with this, we come to the end of this particular series, and meet you with the next episode on what portfolio building. That's again a very important part of getting into a design school. Thank you. Keep watching.